Kejriwal is very politically savvy. He thinks politically on his feet. You can fault him for many other things, but for not for his sharp political reflexes. So by announcing his resignation, he was trying to take the moral high ground that I am not there for power. He's pitched it at that level. It is a risk. It may work, it may not work. But it is a calculated gamble. This election may not be quite the same as, the last two state assembly election. And Kejriwal is a realist. He would know that.
Hello and welcome to the Indian Express. You're watching Politics Explained with me, Charulata Viswas, and I'm being joined by Neerja Chaudhary, our contributing editor. And in this episode, we will be talking about the latest drama that has unfolded in the capital city, New Delhi, where Aam Aadmi Party chief and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, days after he was released on bail, announced that he will be resigning as the chief minister within 48 hours. To understand this move, the resignation move by Arvind Kejriwal, Neerja will be telling us and taking us through step by step about what this all means and how is it going to impact the Aam Aadmi Party. So, Neerja ma'am, firstly, this announcement stunned everybody, his supporters, his critics, everyone was taken aback by this announcement. In your report, you say that Arvind Kejriwal's resignation is a strategic gamble. What do you mean by that, and how do you assess the timing and political implication of this decision, given that he could have made that announcement several months before?
Look, it was supposed to be a dull Sunday. Didn't look like a very newsy day this Sunday.
Yeah.
And suddenly, just before noon, you got the news that Arvind Kejriwal might announce his resignation at 12 o'clock when he spoke to the AAP Karyakartas. So we were all tuned in, as you know. And sure enough, it was a very passionate speech he made, and where he announced that in 2 days' time, 48 hours, he was going to resign as the chief minister. And he gave reasons for why he was doing it. Now, he had been released from Tihar jail only 48 hours earlier. He was given bail by the Supreme Court in the CBI case in which he had been kept in Tihar jail. And then 24 hours later, he was seen at the Hanuman temple in New Delhi, which is where he goes frequently, and he was worshipping with his wife Sunita Kejriwal and colleagues. And Hanuman, as you know, Lord Hanuman is an icon, sort of an icon of the Aam Aadmi Party. They have co-opted him. And in the past also, during the elections, they invoked his name and so on. Now, and again, less than 24 hours later, he was announcing his resignation. And he pitched it as a battle for his honesty, that the election, he will not be chief minister till the time that the people of Delhi had voted for him and chosen, decided whether he was Gunagar or Andar. So innocence versus his guilt, he made that into a central issue for the forthcoming Delhi elections. Now, he also made a pitch that elections be moved forward from February next year, when they're due, to be held in November, along with the elections in Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Now, that remains to be seen whether the Election Commission will go for it or not. So, on that sleepy Sunday, suddenly the political class in Delhi and probably around the country sat up. And his words took the BJP as well as the Congress party by surprise. Now, why has he done that? If you go around Delhi, which I did in recent weeks, in some areas, I found that the battle at the moment seemed to be between BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, and that the poorer sections were rooting for him. Women were rooting for the Aam Aadmi Party because of what they have done on Bijli, Pani, schools, hospitals, their delivery system, which has benefited them, free travel on buses for women. But the middle class of Delhi, the sheen had dimmed as far as the Aam Aadmi Party went. Because in 2015, they got 67 seats. In 2020, they had got 62, which is also a whopping number. They come down by 5, but still a whopping number. No, now with Aam Aadmi Party leaders being allegedly involved in the liquor scam case. The policy has, of course, been scrapped, and some of them were in jail in it. Kejriwal himself, Manish Sisodia, his former deputy chief minister. Has that done him damage, and the Aam Aadmi Party's image a damage is a question mark, particularly in the middle class. So Kejriwal is very politically savvy. He thinks politically on his feet. You can fault him for many other things, but for not for his sharp political reflexes. He had set the agenda for the Delhi election within 48 hours of coming out of jail. So what was he about when he offered his resignation, or he's going to resign in a day? And we'll see who becomes the chief minister in his place, but that is a separate story. And I think it is a huge gambit taken.
You're saying that it could be a masterstroke by Arvind Kejriwal.
It could be a masterstroke. Equally, it could be a risk that falls, a gambit that falls flat. Will people look at him with sympathy? While he was in jail, again, the poorer section that one talked to in different parts of the city felt, it was very unfair to keep him in jail. That इनके हाथ पैर बांध दिए हैं, इनको काम नहीं करने दे रहे हैं. They want to work for us. That kind of a feeling. But that probably doesn't apply to all sections of Delhi. And he would be aware of that. And the anti-incumbency does take its toll, as we know, even with the BJP after 10 years in power at the national level. So he knows that you need a new narrative, a freshness in every election to reach out to people. His delivery on issues is an issue or a theme that has an appeal for many people in Delhi, but he needs to go beyond that. So by announcing his resignation, he was trying to take the moral high ground that I am not there for power. As he put it, पैसा सत्ता के लिए और सत्ता पैसे के लिए is not what I am interested in. And I will become chief minister only and only if the people of Delhi will vote me in, and I will consider every single vote as a certificate for my honesty. So he's pitched it at that level. It is a risk. It may work, it may not work. But it is a calculated gamble.
And you also talk about, besides, you said that he said that Gunehgar or Imandar, ye janta tay karegi, right? Now, you also talk about how this is going to recapture the moral high ground by announcing that he is going to resign. And it will also regenerate sympathy. But given the current political climate and the allegations against Aam Aadmi Party and its leaders, do you think this strategy will work or resonate with the voters in Delhi?
I've written in my piece also this. There are 3 components to his strategy, it seems to me. One, of course, is that the delivery, which everybody, the poorer section, certainly talk about it, what he's done for them, and why should we not vote for him. Number 2 is the sympathy factor, because they kept the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in jail. And many people felt that was very unfair. The trial hadn't started. So Sisodia was in jail for 17 months, Kejriwal for the last 6 months or so. And the third element, now that's sympathy for him being in jail. But when he comes out of jail and time passes, sympathy will peter out. By the time February comes, it will not be what it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So he would know that. To retain that sympathy, has he played this card? And will it generate sympathy for him on a new count? Which is that, look, okay, he's resigned. BJP, you were asking him to resign, he's resigned. He's staked his GM-ship. So will it create sympathy for him? And third, of course, is, this the moral stature that he's trying to regain.
Right.
And also the leadership, the politically savvy leadership that he's known for. So I think it's a combination, according to me, of these three factors that he would play on. Now, will they work? Because I don't expect the BJP to sit quietly. The BJP will be on the rampage from today.
Yes.
They will have streets in every constituency.
Mhm.
And they will certainly counter every line of what he is saying. So we don't know how it's going to pan out. But there is another factor that the Aam Aadmi Party will have to contend with this time. And I think Kejriwal is aware of this. And that is, in the past elections in 2014, mostly, in the Lok Sabha election, Narendra Modi's BJP has done very well.
Yeah.
In the Vidhan Sabha elections, barring 2013, when the AAP got 28 and the Congress did get 8, in the subsequent Vidhan Sabha elections, the Congress has done very, very badly. It has not got any seats at all. So the battle has been between Aam Aadmi Party completely at 67 and BJP at 3, 62 and BJP at 8, and so on. The Congress has been nowhere in the picture. But this time, will the Congress be the elephant in the room? Because the Congress seems to be reviving all over the country, and people, it's not because of the Congress's, what the Congress is doing or not doing. It is more that the people want the Congress to pick up again because they see it as a counter to the BJP at the national level. Now, will this play out in the Delhi elections? If the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, and if it goes separately and it's a triangular contest, will the BJP benefit from it? Now, the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress had an alliance in the Lok Sabha elections. They didn't get any seats, but then people of Delhi look at the national elections very differently from the way they look at the state election. But in Haryana too, they tied up or tried to tie up. But the Congress leadership of Haryana didn't want this to happen. They didn't feel the need to leave any seats for Aam Aadmi Party. So that has come apart. And Kejriwal, being the Ladka of Haryana, the son of Haryana, is now going to pull out all stops now that he's out. And they will create a base for their own party, which they've been trying in recent years without much success. But they will pull out all stops. Now, in Delhi also, if they don't go for an alliance, and this seems unlikely unless Rahul Gandhi intervenes in a major way, then how will that pan out? Will the Congress cut into the Aam Aadmi Party votes, and will that benefit the BJP? Those are questions that hang out there unanswered, and time only will tell. But this election may not be quite the same as the last two state assembly election. And Kejriwal is a realist. He would know that. Therefore, he's tried to turn the tables on his opponents.
Now, talking about his opponents, we all know that now there will be a new chief minister. Can you, with your experience, if you can talk about who can be the next chief minister of Delhi, given that we are just, the announcement is going to happen tomorrow. Is it going to be Manish Sisodia, Raghav Chadha, Atishi? Who do you think would make the cut?
Look, if what Kejriwal is going to decide, I think few people, probably Sisodia knows, and maybe some people around him may know. And Kejriwal is also one of those politicians who doesn't allow his right hand to know what the left hand is doing. Now, if I was to look at it objectively, of course, there are the caste considerations. Will he go for somebody who has appealed to the Jat vote or a Dalit vote, or somebody who's an old hand like Gopal Rai, Saurabh Bhardwaj? But I would say Atishi, because she's a woman, she's the most experienced, probably, or one of the most experienced, has been minister for some time, is educated, is articulate, and is close to both Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia. Above all, a woman who would also have an appeal for what I call the Sheila Dikshit constituency of Delhi. and maybe a card that Kejriwal may play to win over that vote, because he's also now got to appeal to the middle class vote again. Of course, the names of many people are doing the rounds, as you yourself said. But because the women's constituency is now a very important constituency, they have already announced this new scheme for Mahila Samman, where women will get 1,000 rupees per month. And of course, free travel in buses has had traction with women. So will it be Atishi? Of course, the name of his wife, Sunita Kejriwal, is also doing the rounds.
Yeah.
But I would be surprised, because that would, of course, she held the fort in some ways while he was in jail. But I would be surprised, because that would take away from the moral high ground he's trying to occupy at this particular juncture.
Right.
But then strange things happen. So let's see, one wouldn't like to hazard a guess. But it's very interesting that in his speech on Sunday to the AAP meeting, he recalled an instance, and he singled it out and told his audience that when he was in jail, he had written a letter to the Lieutenant Governor suggesting that the Lieutenant LG call Atishi to hoist the national flag on August 15 in his place.
Right.
Now, Kejriwal is very measured with his words. Why did he choose to give that instance and make public that instance, which is not talked about so far? He said the letter was returned to him in jail undelivered. But again, it was interesting that he should highlight that incident. So let's see. It's a matter of hours now. But whoever is the CM will be CM for only weeks. And Atishi herself has said, whoever becomes the CM will follow the policies of AAP and will work for the people, and will be able to take certain steps in terms of policy announcements before they go in for election. Though Kejriwal has called for elections to be held along with the elections in Maharashtra, which are expected to be announced at around November 8th. No, October 8th, sorry. And they will be held mid-November as things go at the moment, as the feedback is coming. So let us see, it's a matter of hours. But certainly things have fucked up in the politics of the national capital, and little Delhi is not just Delhi hi nahi hai. Its impact goes far beyond its shores. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we will see what kind of impact will Kejriwal's bold move have during Delhi elections. And thank you so much, Neerja, for shedding light on what's happening in Delhi and clarifying that this is not just a political gambit, but also a calculated strategy which might reshape the narrative ahead of crucial elections in Delhi. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you, viewers, for watching this conversation. If you liked the conversation, then like and subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.